Nature is beautiful, but it is not enough on its own. There is more than what we see, as the hills, mountains, valleys, rivers, streams, and caves bear the imprint of the Creator's hand. Therefore, we set out to discover, with the help of natural elements, what nature tells us about God and what God communicates through nature, similar to the parables of Jesus. Everything changes. The path I am on changes, its direction changes. There are continuous turns, there are inclines. My pulse changes while I cycle here. The environment changes. The position where we are in the world changes. Everything is in constant change. Our heartbeat changes. Our body weight changes. Our heart beats. Our blood pressure gradually changes, and even our appearance changes slowly over the years. Moreover, even those things that are not so visible also change. For example, our mood changes, our thoughts change, our attitudes towards certain things change, our feelings change, nature changes. And perhaps these are the changes that we like the most, which we can observe in nature. For example, when the colors change in autumn, when the leaves of the trees start to turn brown, red and yellow, and slowly begin to fall, the appearance of nature changes. There are many interesting changes in nature. For example, if we observe the path of water, the water cycle, as a small spring bursts forth, from the depths it becomes a stream, then a brook, and starts to widen and meander. The composition of this water changes, starting from when it bursts from the depths. As cave water, the spring has a different chemical composition than surface water. More things get involved: coloring, polluting, changing it. The small stream widens, it will become a river. Very interesting, fantastic things in nature. We love these changes. Everything is in a continuous state of change. And this change is not only within us and around us, but humans themselves also bring about changes. Changes that they try to keep under control, indeed attempt to influence, and can achieve positive progress with. For example, during the processing of metals or wood, we bring about changes that we need to achieve something. Or when we create an object with a 3D printer, the shape and temperature of that object, the material changes, resulting in a completely new thing. This bicycle also symbolizes a great change, which I think is one of humanity's most fantastic inventions or developments, which is based on movement. You see, movement is change, the alteration of place, as is implied in its name. A wonderful thing. Moving parts change their position, their place. We apply pressure to the pedal, and with this, we set a mechanism in motion with which we can travel from one place to another, relax, and refresh ourselves. However, there are changes that we cannot control, we cannot really influence. We do not like these. We are rather afraid of them. For example, when a disease comes, the change in our health, or aging, which is also a change, and we can control very little of it, we are rather afraid of these. We are apprehensive. Or the greatest change, when human life comes to an end, death. This is a change that we are quite afraid of, almost without exception, because we do not know much about it. An uncontrollable, unchangeable, final change that we do not often talk about. Because we are so afraid of it, it is so bizarre. So, despite the constantly changing processes and the fear of unpredictable changes, I believe there is a hidden, deep, inner longing for permanence in humans. Beyond our longing for lasting things, We love what lasts a long time, the good things. We want our health to last a long time, to be constantly healthy. We want our freedom to last a long time, and we want our good relationships to last. Perhaps this is the way it is, because God created the world this way, and He saw it good for there to be a continuous change, a transformation, but only for a time. But He also ordained that this should last only for a certain defined period. An example of this is death when, after a huge change, what a person has strived for becomes permanent. It becomes permanent, after which it cannot be changed but will either be with God for eternity, or will partake in happiness, or with comfort. There will be no death, no pain, no illness, no tears, no sorrow, or it will be in eternal suffering and torment. And I believe it is important that as long as this time lasts, as long as we have a say in things, as long as we can influence, we should make changes. Let us shape what needs to be shaped. Let us shape it according to God's values. For God is the only one who is eternal, who does not change, whose attitude and relationship towards us do not change, who loves, who awaits us with outstretched hands, who has irrevocably proven this love when He sent His only Son, and Jesus Christ died for us. These fundamental attitudes of God towards us do not change. We can always count on Him, no matter how desperate our situation is, no matter what failures we experience. We can turn to Him, and He gives us a new chance, comforts us, strengthens us, builds us up, and gives us a new opportunity. God is the God of new possibilities. I believe it is important that as long as we have the opportunity to live in this change, we have the ability to influence our own lives and the outcome of our eternal existence. So, this is the ultimate question. What will happen to us afterwards? What will happen to us after death? And in what form will our eternal existence be realized? While we have the opportunity to influence this, let us make changes. Let us align our mindset with God's truth, with God's values. Let us adjust our mentality. Let us align everything with Him who is eternal and who awaits us, who has invited us to eternal life. Namaste. Subtitles created with the Amara.org community. Thank you generously for watching and supporting.